Hello, here's the news at this hour on Tstv. I am Mobola Badekale. Here are some major headlines. Federal government discloses a $2.5 billion loan from China to complete AKK gas pipeline project. 9,000 Oyo residents shortlisted for federal government survival funds. Congo approves MANACOVID as anti-COVID drug, and in water sports, Bournemouth back on top of championship. And now, the news in details. The national leadership of Nigeria Union of Teachers (NUT) is threatened to down tools if decisive actions are not taken to address the ugly trend, saying it is highly disturbed by the reemerging incidents of school invasion and abduction of teachers and students across the country's educational institutions. NUT Secretary General Dr. Mike Ike, while reacting to the invasion of Government Science Secondary School in Kankara, Katsina State by armed men in a statement on Tuesday, called on the federal government to ensure the safe release of the students and teachers held in captivity. He said it was unfortunate that the current administration has failed to secure the lives of Nigerians and innocent school children who often become prey to the attackers. He, however, appealed to all stakeholders to join hands with the government and security agencies to provide adequate protection for the students, pupils, teachers, and school communities to ensure that educational activities were not hampered by enemies of the nation's educational system using schools as soft targets. The federal government Tuesday disclosed a $2.5 billion loan from China to complete Ajaokuta Kaduna Kano AKK gas pipeline project by 2023. This was made known by the Minister of Finance Zainab Ahmed during an inspection of the project by one of the contractors handling Section 1 Oil Serve Nigeria Limited, which is from Ajaokuta to Abuja. Ahmed, who expressed optimism that the project will be delivered by 2023, said the job pays, while Oil Serve, despite the slowdown of economic activities, job has continued without obstruction. According to her, the whole essence of the project is to create jobs for Nigerians and open up economic space for industrialization. Meanwhile, speaking earlier, the chairman, Oil Serve Engineer Emeka Okwosa, assured that Section 1 of the project to be completed as stipulated in the agreement. No fewer than 9,000 artisans and transporters have been shortlisted in Oyo State to benefit from the federal government survival funds, a program under the office of the Vice President. The program was designed by the federal government to assist Nigerians, particularly artisans and transporters in all states, to cushion the effect of COVID-19 pandemic on the economy. According to reports, the lead enumerator for the program in Oyo State, Mr. Tomilola Oladele, while speaking on Tuesday in Ibadan during the sensitization for the beneficiaries from the state, said having discovered the effect of COVID-19 pandemic on the economy, the federal government has decided to give a grant of 30,000 naira each to 4,500 artisans and 4,500 transporters. He said the 30,000 was a grant and not a loan, adding that the money was non-refundable. The Oyo State House of Assembly has passed the 2021 appropriation bill of 273.7 billion naira into law. Governor Seyi Makinde had initially proposed a total budget sum of 266.6 billion naira for 2021 fiscal year, but was reviewed upward by the lawmakers to the sum of 273.7 billion. The House passed the appropriation bill into law on Tuesday following the House Committee on Public Account, according to the chairman of the State Assembly Committee on Public Account, Finance and Appropriation, Honorable Akim Mustafa. The amendment proposed that a sum of over 136 billion naira was replaced with the sum of over 137 billion naira for total recurrent expenditure, while the amendment proposed of over 130.3 billion naira was replaced with over 136.1 billion naira for total capital expenditures. This is particularly praiseworthy as it enhances the proper and meticulous monitoring and evaluation of budget performance and prevents wasteful spending and improper execution of government programs and projects. According to Governor Makinde, the budget was to ensure that the allocation to the education sector is also well above the recommendation of the United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization, UNESCO. The news on Tstv will be back right after this. Welcome back, and now to some foreign stories. The Loise Pharmaceutical Research Center, CRPL, yesterday approved MANACOVID drug to treat the coronavirus COVID-19 in DR Congo. A statement issued in Kinshasa said the results were observed by 3 teams of doctors on a total of 300 cases that tested positive to COVID-19. All these cases proved negative with a disappearance of symptoms and a good tolerance within 5 days of treatment, or 100% recovery. Approved on the 24th of November 2020 with a certificate of invention as evidence, MANACOVID is a product based on local medicinal plants, as it was discovered in March 2020 by Congolese chemist Dr. Etienne Fleubert Batangu Mpesa. Following his work with a team of pharmacist researchers, the statement said, MANACOVID is one of the 3 projects selected and recommended by the Ministry of Scientific Research and Technology Innovation since 14th April 2020 for clinical tests. Before its approval, all the processes were respected, particularly the approval of MANACOVID protocol by the National Health Ethics Committee. Germany has entered a hard lockdown, closing schools and non-essential businesses in an attempt to stop a sharp rise in COVID-19 infections. The measures will be in place until 10th January, as Christmas will see a slight easing, with one household allowed to host up to 4 close family members. The country reported another 952 deaths and 27,728 cases on Wednesday. Other European countries have tightened restrictions ahead of Christmas, with France introducing a nighttime curfew. Air saloons and among other businesses which must close, while drinking alcohol in public places such as popular mulled wine stalls is forbidden, as companies have been urged to allow employees to work from home. And finally, in the exciting world of sport, junior Stanislas sent Bournemouth back to the top of championship as his second half goal downed lowly Wycombe 1-0. Stanislas struck midway through the second period at the Vitality Stadium to earn a 1-0 win as the Cherries climbed back above Norwich on goal difference, with Daniel Farke's men playing Reading on Wednesday. It was a testing evening for Jason Tyndall's side, but they found a way through and extended their unbeaten run through 4 games. The relegated sides from the Premier League last season make up the top 3, as Watford edged into third with a 1-1 draw against Brentford. It was a tale of 2 penalties at Vicarage Road as the Hornets went ahead on the hour after Troy Deeney converted from the spot when Ethan Pinnock was dismissed for a foul on Ismail Assar. 3 minutes later, Ivan Toney's 16th goal of the season, also from the spot, earned the 10-men a point. Mikel Arteta insists he is strong enough to cope with the pressure of Arsenal's dismissal run, as the Gunners' boss dismissed the recent struggles as merely a blip. Arteta has faced calls for his sacking after Sunday's 1-0 home defeat against Burnley condemned Arsenal to their worst start to a season since 1974. Arsenal have lost their last 4 games at home, with their worst sequence since 1959, and another defeat at the Emirates Stadium against informed Southampton on Wednesday would pile further pressure on Arteta. The Spaniard was given a vote of confidence by Arsenal technical director Edu on Monday, but Arteta admitted he had to shoulder the responsibility for the team's 5-match winless run in the league. Adamant he still retains that the backing of his players. Arteta told reporters on Tuesday he said he's feeling yes, but this is a question for them, obviously. And with that, come to the end of the news. Here is a recap of the major headlines. Federal government discloses a $2.5 billion loan from China to complete AKK gas pipeline project. 9,000 Oyo residents shortlisted for federal government survival fund. DR Congo approves MANACOVID as anti-COVID drug, and in the world of sport, you heard Bournemouth back on top of championship. Please don't forget to always adapt to COVID-19 safety measures. The news was compiled by Hope. TGOK I am Mobola Badekale. Good day and thank you for watching.